as I am human, I make mistakes. And notice how much he just yelled at me, right? UMFer.
So the lab work, you said not to worry about it, right?
There's no lab work.
Did you? Because when I look on it said it shows as to do this. Do we ignore it or?
You have no lab work. And it could be the fact that I didn't take it. No, I should have taken it off. It's not on week 1, is it? I have no lab works in my files whatsoever. These are all past due too, huh?
But when I click on it, it's like the work right.
Oh, that's 1105. For some reason, you're still getting notification for the college algebra. These are all college algebra stuff. And you're not in that class anymore. Right? Because these are all 1105. See what I'm saying? So, only if it says 1130, then worry about it. But you definitely made me just check my assignments to make sure that I didn't have any lab works in there. But thank you. All right, so any other questions so far? Nothing? Yes?
You mean the to-do list on Canvas or the to-do list in your course?
On Canvas. You know how like usually like it's on the far right-hand side on Canvas?
Yeah, because it's like dashboard, calendar, to-do list.
Yeah, like this to-do list right here.
Yeah. So don't pay attention to it.
Don't pay attention to it. Right? Like over here, because like, for example, this is week 1, right? So it says, don't forget, you have to do your attendance verification. And it tells you exam 1 is exactly what date it is, right? Except, oh, that's actually correct. Wednesday is actually May 28th, right? Which this doesn't show up on the to-do list, right? But the due dates for this does show up on your to-do list, right? And, oh, no, this is 6 p.m. Okay? Everything in my classes opens at 6 p.m., closes at 6 p.m. Okay? I know it's not usual for the midnight. And the reason why it's 6 p.m. and not midnight is because if it was due at midnight, guess when most of the messages come to me? 10 p.m. Guess where I'm at 10 p.m.? In my 3rd cycle of my sleep. I've been long asleep. Which you're going to be pissed because I didn't reply to you. Make sense? But at least for 6, if you message me at 4, I might still be able to answer you. Fair? Okay. That's the reason why. Okay. So usually about 5:30, I don't answer anybody anymore. So if you message me after 5:30, chances are it's not going to be replied until tomorrow. All right. But that's the other thing that we talked about Monday was how to get to MLM, how to get your access code and all that type of stuff. It's all in that video for Monday. So once you play that, you're going to know exactly what you're going through. And just have your laptop with you as you're going through the video so that you can, and your phone with you as you're going. Okay? All right. Any other questions? Are we sure? So so most likely, some of this stuff is going to be given to you as your quote-unquote cheat sheet on the exam. Okay? So I don't expect you to remember all of these things. All right? So most of these will be on the cheat sheet. So when you're doing your homework, my expectation is that you do print this out and that you actually look at it. Because the more you use it, the easier it will be for you during the exam. If you don't look at it, guess what? You're going to be like, where is it? Right? That's what's going to happen on the first exam. I prefer that that does not happen. So anyways, so we have the English system and we got the metric system, right? English system is only used here in the United States. Metric system everywhere else. Gosh darn Americans. So we got to know all of that. Now, this is kind of big, right? If we remember this, then guess what? This is the unit itself. I would know how to move the decimal places accordingly based on what I want. Okay? I'll put this in here. Some of it is repeat, but never heard of furlong before, or phantom before, or rod before. So I figured I should throw those in there. We talked about hours, minutes, seconds before, right? Area and volume. I'm not going to go through one at a time, so. And then we also talk about weight. And we talk about temperature. So temperature, there's 3 different temperatures. Kelvin is only used in science. It's not used anywhere else. Because we're never going to actually use those numbers. Because those are really big numbers that many people wouldn't understand what that really even means. Density. If you look at the population density of New York City, well, back in the day, before COVID, heck, population density of Hong Kong, right? That's the reason why, like, everybody's on top of each other. If you try to rent a place in Hong Kong, you're probably going to get a place that is about here to the wall, and this might be your living space. This is the reason why sometimes you guys see these videos of them, like, unpacking the table and making a table out of it, and then it breaks down and puts against the wall type of thing. It's because they need the space. If not, they don't have any space to just have a table or just have a chair. Like, the chair has to compact away, all right? Concentration describes the amount of one substance mixed with another. Air pollutant and blood alcohol content. So the length of the Kentucky Derby horse race is 10 furlongs. How many miles is that? Oh, you already wrote that down, huh? Oh, dang, look at you. Did the work. And we did it correctly, too. I love it. So the way I do this, guys, is actually going to be advantageous for you in terms of when you get into chemistry and stuff. Chances are this is the way they convert units as well. Okay? All right, so 10 furlongs. What do we know about 10 furlongs? What do we know about 1 furlong? So 1.
Of a mile.
Say that again.
It's 1/8 of a mile.
Ooh, okay. It's 1/8 of a mile. So there's different. Now, question is, was that given up top? 1/8 of a mile? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, is it wrong if you went to yards? No, it just means that there's more steps, right? The miles will be a lot faster. So if 1 furlong is an eighth, shoot. How do I write an eighth as a decimal? Oh, look at that. So the reason why we write it this way, because if we have furlongs on the top, we want furlong on the bottom so that they can cancel each other out. So now what I have is 10 times 0.125 miles over 1, right? Which over 1 is not necessary anyways. Awesome. And 10 times that is going to be what? So when you went yards direction, did it give you about 1.25 as well? Perfect. Great. Huh? As long as you see what you did, that's all that matters. Okay. So we start furlong on the top. We want to make sure when we write the next conversion, the furlong needs to be on the bottom, so they cancel out. You're planning to make pesto and need to buy basil at the grocery store. You can buy a small container of basil priced at $2.99 for each 2/3 ounce container. At the farmer's market, you can buy basil in bunches of $12 per pound, which is a better deal. Do it while I eat. While I try to munch down some food. Why are you mad? Why are you so mad? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the other thing. Actually, let's talk really quick. You can add this class to it. Drop that one. You can add this class.
I get confused. So yesterday we were, because I'm taking 2 courses this semester, and I'm like, wait. And I literally when he said, you know, we're taking algebra, college algebra, I'm like, wait, this is what I registered for.
Well, that's why when you Okay. Sounds good. Hey, just watch the live lectures.
We'll do.
Okay.
All right.
Which is a better deal? Farmer's market? This is why I don't buy things in Publix. How did you guys go about doing this problem? How did you figure out that the farmer's market was cheaper?
Two-thirds, so 72-ish dollars. You're buying it at the store. You have 16 ounces in a pound, so it's 24 times that two-thirds times 2.99 equals the $72. So you can get.
So let me highlight that in red. So you said, hey, this is $2.99 per 2/3 of an ounce, right? And what I know is that 16 ounces is 1 pound, right? And because the ounces is on the bottom, that's why I want the ounces on top, so that the ounces would cancel out. So this came out to be approximately, what is it, $71.76 per pound. So we went on the farmer's market. Well, that's $12 per pound, right? We here in America are very I don't think you guys realize like how nice we have things. Like when I talked about Hong Kong, about like this space, realize that this space, you can't put a full fridge in there. Like it's not even enough space for a small fridge. So they really, like the olden days, will literally go out, buy the stuff, come home, open their quote-unquote stove, countertop stove, cook, eat, pack everything away. There's not a so-called fridge to keep things overnight. Or they go out and eat and come home, right? Where we have this big old fridge. Heck, I have a big old fridge. I got 2 freezers in the garage, right? We have all those things. They don't even have a garage, right? So we kind of oversee that. But anyways, this is the reason why we would buy things from the farmer's market, because we know it's cheaper. But for some people, they're going to have to just let it be because they don't have the space for it. All right. How many meters is in 2,759 centimeters? $27.2. How big is a centimeter? Like this big. How long is a meter? What is our typical, like, I want you guys to kind of make sense of it, right? So a meter, when we convert it to feet, is about how far? Think about a meter stick. Huh? Well, no. Let's look at it as like feet and inches. Right? A meter stick is like a yardstick. They're similar. So 1 meter is about 3 feet or 1 yard. Okay? So if we have 2,000 of these, how many of those are 3 feet? Does that make sense? Like if we can see that, then it makes it a little bit easier. So how did you go about converting it? Yeah. Say that again. Oh, you went foot and then back over. Okay. I want to tell you something right now. Oh boy, this is going to take a while. I'm going from centimeters to meters, is that right? That's exactly what you got, right? Make sense? So again, if you can remember this, then from meters to meters is a lot easier. Okay? Which means milliliters, centiliters, those are all the same as well. Okay? Grams, micrograms, kilograms, centigrams, all the same thing as well. Cool. Now this one, you definitely want to convert it correctly. Right? If I do that, I'm so stoked that you did all those problems. I'm stoked. That's awesome. That's such a weird kilometers. It's weird to me because, like, you know, when you look at like a 5K, 10K, like it's an even number of kilometers. So why is that like not an even amount of kilometers? It's just weird. It's just weird to me. It's just weird to me because like every other race that they do is 5K, 10K, right? Yeah, because 5K is only like 3 miles, a little over 3 miles, right? But when you're running a marathon, why isn't it just some kind of K? You know what I'm saying? And a half marathon is 13.1, which is exactly half the. But I guess the question is, was a marathon more a foreign thing or a American thing?
I know it was like the distance this guy ran before he died of heat exhaustion, so they made that a marathon. It's just this guy ran and they thought no one could run in ancient times.
So was he? So he was foreign then?
It was in Greece.
Yeah, it was
That's
in
where
like
Nike
one
comes
of the
from.
ancient civilizations, like Rome or something.
So was that measured in kilometers then?
The measurement, I don't know what it was measured in, but it was like from here to there. It wasn't a set destination. It just was he dropped dead after that distance, so they made that like a challenge to beat, run more than he could.
It was probably a furlong. One of those measurements. Did they take the pharaoh's shoes and start measuring one at a time, and then call that a certain length? All this info that I'm learning here. So, 26.2 miles. What conversion do we know?
1.6 kilometers is 1 mile.
Awesome. We're going direct. So again, we want to get rid of miles, so that's why the miles have to be on the bottom. (98.6 degrees Fahrenheit). What is that in Celsius and Kelvin? Can I go directly from Fahrenheit to Kelvin? No. Because if you look in the notes for... See, look. You can go from Celsius to Kelvin, Kelvin to Celsius, but not Fahrenheit to Kelvin. So in order to get to Kelvin, you have to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius, then to Kelvin. And notice that going from Fahrenheit to Celsius has nothing to do with the table. Right? Has to do with an equation. Oh. Is that right? Are we okay? Say it again. Okay. Did you get stuck? So what's 15 cents per kilowatt hour mean? How would you write that down? One. Because remember, the hyphen means multiply, right? That's what we talked about day one. How much does it cost to keep a 100-watt light bulb on for a week? Keep on going, guys. I want to let you go. Well, not let you go out from class. I'm saying let you go nuts on this problem while I eat. Figure it out? Oh. Should I give you guys some extra time to try to solve this? Should I record my eating and then try to make money on ASMR of me eating?
Distance for the marathon is between Marathon and Athens in Greece. It was a guy who ran the distance between the two to deliver the news that they won the war.
Mmm. That's why it's called a marathon. I thought she was amusing herself saying, yes, do the ASMR. It's hard to write on the laptop, you know? Are you trying to find? It's down pretty far right now. We're down pretty far. And here's the thing, guys. the part that, if you're looking like on the cheat sheet to try to find some stuff, here's the thing, is that because it says kilowatt hours, right? Number one, since it says kilowatts, that means that is going to be based on the kilo, hecta, and stuff like that, that little chart of moving decimal places, right? So that's one. Number two is that we're talking about for a week, and I see hours, right? So I really have to convert the week into hours, which you guys already know, right? A day has 24 hours. An hour has 60 minutes. And 60 minutes, well, I don't need seconds, I guess. And I don't need minutes. I just need those hours. I went too far, right? And a week has 7 days. So that's where I should have started. You're right. A week has 7 days. Each day has 24 hours. So since this price is here, let's just keep this as is. And let's just deal with that bulb that is 100 watts. Right? 100 watts, actually, I'm not even going to, I'm going to even, $100 is how many kilowatts? Huh? Agreed? Because 1,000 watts would be 1 kilowatt. Okay, so let's put that down. So how much power would that use for the week? So a week is what? Okay, what do I know about days? Each day. So how much energy did this use? Well, let's talk about the energy first. How much kilowatt hours did I use for this light bulb? So 7 times 24 times 0.1. 16.8. Right? So if you guys notice that, yes, days canceled, but I still have kilowatt hours. Right? So that's how much energy it uses. And I know that the cost is this. So 15 cents times 16.8 is, what did you say it was? Yes? Okay, talk to me. Okay, so what she decided to do was she converted the cost, right, to what it costs per watt. watt hour, right? And then said, okay, that's and based on for a week, and then went the other way. That's certainly fine. That's certainly fine. Because that is a question you have to ask, right? Do I convert the cost, or do I convert the watts for the week, right? So yeah, either way is fine. What if it was 25 watts? Would it be just a quarter of this? Would it be 25% of this then? Someone check the math. Why did I just say a quarter of this? Actually, 25 over 100, yeah, right? Because 25 is a quarter of 100, right? So would the cost be a quarter of it as well? So, guys, don't say yes right away. Change the 25 watts to kilowatts, which is what, 0.025, is that right? Yeah, 0.025. And do this math, and then multiply by 0.015 and see if it is a quarter or not. Does that make sense? Don't just say yes. Sometimes just double checking helps. Is it? It is? Are you sure? So essentially the math is going to be do that math for me. You're right, it should be. Is that right? That's a big difference. You might not think it's a big difference. What's the difference here? Someone do that math for me. $2.52 minus 63 cents. $1.89. How many weeks is in a year? 52. Multiply that by 52. So you would save $100 a year. Not bad. Doesn't seem like a lot. You don't want to use it as your retirement, right? But can you spend can you use $100 extra sometime? Yeah. Right? We can definitely use $100 sometimes. And that's the thing, is that many of the older houses still use fluorescence. So a 100-watt bulb is using 100 watts, where the equivalent LED is only using like a lot less, like a 25-watt. So that does make a difference. Same brightness, different. Now, don't get me wrong, don't get me started with LED bulbs affecting your sleep. That's a whole different story. Okay? That might not be worth $100 a year.
Well, they do last longer, though.
They do last a lot longer than fluorescence, for sure.
It's even more savings.
even more savings. But again, is it worth interrupting your sleep for it? And when you gotta go to the bathroom? As your wife slips on your pee? Because you can't aim? Even though when we are the ones that can aim? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what nurses have to deal with. Yeah, I know like how many drips per minute it's going to, right? Not amoxicillin, but other things. So how much amoxicillin does a child get prescribed every 12 hours? 450? As in 450 milligrams? How do you get that? Whoa. Okay, so if the kid is 15 grams, the dosage for amoxicillin is 30 milligrams per kilogram, right? So since he's 15 kilograms, so I got to multiply what? 15 times 30? And that gives me 450 per day. Wrong way. You just went the wrong way, right? So it is what? Well, if it's a day is 24 hours, so divide by 2 would be 12 hours. So it would be 225. Did I say it right? Man. 225, correct. And it's funny, like, it's like random times I'll say things right, and then like if I was forced to say it, I'd be like, no. I just blank out.
It'd be 225 milligrams, right?
Yep. Does everybody understand the math I just did? If the medicine is to be taken in a liquid suspension with concentration of 25 milligrams per milliliter, how much should the child take every 12 hours? Oh, dang it. How'd you get that?
You take, I did it from the 450. 450 milligrams, you divide it by 25, you get 18 milliliters per day, and then you just take that, divide it in half.
Okay. So how would you deal with it this way if you already got to 225?
You do the same thing divided by 25.
Correct. And look at the next problem, and the next problem, and the next problem, and the next problem. So my question to you is, are we okay? Yeah? Is there anything else that you need from me to provide to you to be a little bit more successful in this class? Nothing? Just not go as fast? Slow down. Hey, that's every one of us. It's not just you, every one of us. Right? And this is the reason why I think that it's like my college success when I was in your seats, my college success is having my study group. I have 3 others that I studied with when I was in your seats. We were willing to help each other out in terms of saying, hey, where'd you get that answer? Talk to me. Explain it to me. And go, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. Does this make more sense? Right? Being able to work back and forth. I think that has gone to the wayside ever since COVID. I mean, students in general are already afraid of talking to each other. Right? I think we got to try to bring that back. And it's very hard when some of you guys are here and some of you guys are there. Right? I understand that too. But try to make the connection so that you guys can help each other as you guys go. No matter how awesome I might be, I know that what I say to you and what he says to you, even if it's the same exact words, you're going to understand him way better than you're going to understand me. Fair, right? So I urge you guys to create these study groups. And if someone wants to create a group me or whatever, obviously not to bitch about Chan, group me, but a group me to help each other out. If you guys want to start that, just start it. You don't have to invite me by any means, but send me the invitation. I'll send it to the rest of the class. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever, right? I'd rather someone lead and take charge of things, and then I'll let you. I mean, it should be you guys helping each other, anyways. Question? Okay. But if there's anything that I can provide better, please let me know. And as you guys already saw, and some of you guys are going above and beyond, which I love. I absolutely love the fact that you guys went to the shell, opened it, and then say, okay, I'm going to try to answer these questions. Great. Because why is that great? Because it tells me that you're trying to see if you actually know the material before you come into class. Right? You're actually going, okay, I understand this, and being able to ask, hey, if I did it this way, is this still wrong? Or is it still right because I still got the right answer? Absolutely correct. Right? Your questions are already there in front of you. Right? So next week, I'm going to guess that they're going to open 10A shell because we just did the 2B, right? There's still going to be questions there. Well, not questions there that's going to come up that we're going to start talking about that you might already be able to answer. If you can answer those, great. Right? Now, I put 2B in week 2 and week 1 because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get to both of them this week. I'm glad we did. So when you get to week 2, just ignore the 2B. We're going to focus on 10. And look at the homework on 10. There's 2 assignments for 10A and 2 assignments for 10B. Okay? So all of the MLMs are open. Just so you guys know. None of them are locked. They only lock. Okay? So I would tell you if you can move ahead. So as you're doing 10A shell and 10B shell before you come to class, start working on some of these problems too. This way, if you get stuck on some of those problems, you can bring those to class and say, hey, Chan, we need help with this. Is that fair? All right. Any other questions for me? Nada. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Please be safe. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next Monday. Later.